Call of Duty Ghosts. What do we learn playing first-person shooter games? The popular Call of Duty franchise released the latest version of their game series, Ghosts, through Activision in November of 2013. It has since sold over 14 million copies and is available on Windows, PlayStation 3 and 4, Nintendo Wii U, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Like many other first-person shooter games, Call of Duty provides a number of ways players can interact with the game. Multiplayer mode includes a variety of game types, allowing players to work together or alone on a variety of different maps with the goal of completing specific objectives. Campaign mode draws in players with a story in which they are a key protagonist, paired with virtual teammates that lead you through the various stages of the mission. Multiplayer options include Deathmatch, in which the goal is to eliminate all players on the opposing team, or other games such as Domination, which focus on capturing and holding strategic objectives while the players from the other team are attempting to do the same. Games like Call of Duty Ghosts allow players to choose and customize the appearance and characteristics of their players, referred to as their avatar. Anything from a player's name to their gender and race can be customized and changed through special menus. Uniforms, badges, and weapon loadouts can also be customized. Players must rely on strategy to match the caliber and properties of the weapons to the size and layouts of the map. To effectively perform in the battle environment, players must be able to fit the equipment to the environment the game is played in. Most of the play activity within the game exists through one singular user interface. Similar to other first-person shooter games, the player must actively and consistently manage their attention to detail from the multiple inputs at one time. This includes the visual action space, which takes up the majority of the screen, the game map, ammunition levels, including both what is inside the clip and what is in reserve. Players must also track their accumulation of perks that are earned through continuous kills, and the leaderboard, which shows the score of all the players. The scoreboard shows only the game score, and the game clock, and any intermittent communications that pop up. Though much research has been conducted and widely publicized regarding the links between violent video games and real-world violence and aggression, I've set that aside in order to ask a less political and equally interesting question. What exactly are we learning, and how is the time spent playing first-person shooter games changing us? A 2013 study published in the Journal of Attention, Perception, and Psychophysics showed through a series of experiments on players of first-person shooter games and non-players that first-person shooter game players were superior to non-players in both feature and conjunctive visual search, as well as in the peripheral component of a dual search, suggesting they had developed better top-down guidance for locating search targets. Feature search describes search for a particular object among non-similar objects, while conjunction visual search occurs among objects that are similar in appearance, and dual search describes the process of monitoring two separate areas for objects of interest. Results from another 2013 study, this time from the Journal of Psychological Research, obtained through administration of a battery of accepted measures, that video game players were faster and more accurate in the monitoring and updating of working memory than non-video game players. They go on to conclude that their findings support the idea that playing first-person shooter games is associated with enhanced flexibility, updating task-relevant information without affecting impulsivity. A 2012 study published in the Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience reported demonstrating playing a first-person shooter video game can improve spatial attention skills and can modify the neural processes in the brain associated with the allocation of visual attention. Participants selected for this study had not played video games for the past 4 years and were monitored with an EEG electrode for event-related potentials in their brains while performing attentional visual field tasks. Based on this evidence and a growing body of supporting work, it's evident that first-person shooter games are beneficial for certain aspects of cognitive functioning.